I am not teaching, I am publicly learning. But hi and welcome to Learning for a Life in UK test part 500 by doing risk training. And if you participate in risk training, it is at your own risk. And the subject of this video is war, the Second World War, nuclear war and nuclear weapons, and also the dropping of the atom bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So the idea of this video is we had here something about the Second World War learned, but we tried to put together in a separate video all which we had learned about the end of the Second World War. Okay, it starts here with the red thing here. In the first thing, the name here is the turning point, and it fits historically. So in June, how much background? Nazi Germany had started to attack, what we used in the other video about the Battle of Britain, had started to attack its neighbors in 1939, and so in June 1941, in the middle of summer, June 1941, Nazi Germany attacked the Soviet Union. And Germany was now fighting against the Soviet Union. And in the December 41, so 6 months later, Japan attacked Pearl Harbor. Now the United States entered also the war and were now actively leading a war against Germany. The Allied forces, the Soviet Union, the United States, but also the United Kingdom, and other countries of the Commonwealth, since we name them here, for example. So we have maybe Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Union of South Africa, Poland, France. We could name Australia and Canada. Got the upper hand. Germany had huge losses in the Soviet Union. The Allied forces won the upper hand. They won significant victories in North Africa and in Italy. On the 6th of June 1941, the Allied forces landed in Normandy, known as the D-Day. 6 June, 6-6. So June 1940, December 1941, and 6-6-44. Okay, we can remember it differently. It took them around a year to the complete end of the war. June 44, 6 June. Normandy is then known as D-Day. The Allied forces pressed for France, made their way for France, liberated France, and then also Germany. Germany was completely defeated in May 45. The end of war was the 8th of May 1945. The war with Japan ended in August. Can you remember it? In August, I don't know. The United States had developed the atom bomb. The scientists Ernst Rutherford led a team in Manchester and Cambridge University who split the atom. I don't explain much. I don't have much explanation to that. Of knowledge from that and other research, the Americans built the atom bomb. And they were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, making it clear for Japan to immediately surrender. And the war was over. Okay, let's try to shoot it in one video down. Okay, we started with the explanation of the World War, then the entrance, then losses in North Africa and Italy, D-Day 1644, defeat May, August the other thing, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Ernst Rutherford, Manchester, Cambridge, Manhattan Project, nuclear bomb. In 1939, Nazi Germany had started to attack its neighbors. When in June 1941, Germany attacked the Soviet Union. And in the Soviet Union, Germany had great losses. Also in December 1941, did Japan attack the United States in Pearl Harbor. And now Germany was, from 1941 onwards, fighting the Soviet Union and the United States. And the Allied forces, the Soviet Union, the United States, the United Kingdom, France, Australia, New Zealand, started now to get the upper hand. Germany had great losses in the Soviet Union, and the Allied forces with the Americans were not strong enough to get the upper hand. On the 6th of June 1944, the Allied forces landed in the Normandy in France and started to liberate France. They had also previously started to conquer Italy and also a northern part of Africa, where Germany had also done war. They had done victories. Slowly over the course of a year, from the 6th June 1944, when the D-Day was, to the 8th May 1945, Germany was defeated completely and Germany surrendered. Scientists led by Ernst Rutherford in Manchester and Cambridge University made it possible to split the atom, and that was an important step to develop the atom bomb when done in the Manhattan Project. And that was done in the United States of America, and the United States of America then dropped on Japan 2 of these atom bombs, on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And these supermassive bombs, which kills 10,000s of people immediately and 10,000s, multiple 10,000s more in the aftermath, made it clear for the Empire of Japan to surrender. And so in August 45, Japan surrendered. In May 45, Germany was defeated through the Allied forces. In August 45, through the drop of these 2 atom bombs, Japan surrendered. So the Second World War ended in Europe with the surrendering of Germany on the 8th May 1945 and in August 45 in the Pacific. And that is according to the Life in UK Test Handbook, page 51. I think it was okay. Now let's do after I stop the camera shortly. A little bit, no, not a repetition, a bit of the Scottish Parliament. I'm going to stop the camera. So the Scottish Parliament, we said civil and criminal law, health, education, planning, additional tax raising powers. Civil and criminal law, health, education, planning, additional tax raising powers. Civil and criminal law, health, education, planning. Health, education, planning. Health, education, planning. Criminal and civil law, health, education, planning, additional tax raising powers. That is the Scottish Parliament. In Edinburgh, formed 1999, 129 MSPs, members of Scottish Parliament, hold by proportional representation, and they can govern in everything which is not specifically excluded, for example, foreign affairs, tax raising, but the Scottish Parliament has additional tax raising powers, and defence, social security, but they can do health, education, planning, and additional tax raising powers and education. They can do health and education, social security. Health can they do. The Cardiff one, the Senate can also do health. The other one also health. So what are those social services? Whatever. If you were just here for Learning for Life in UK test, you can go directly to the next part where we'll do probably Alexander Fleming. Otherwise, we will now do the risk training. If you participate in the risk training, that is at your own risk. First exercise, when you relax, standing good and stable. The arms next to us, hands form to fists, and we bring these fists down and up. And that is the spotlight. We have 3 rules. The first rule is that we are stopping immediately as soon as there's pain. The second rule is that we last one here. Next exercise, same setup and not to the inside with fists. Second rule, With the going out as fast we can go with a little bit of effort, so we're not forcing anything here. And last time here, a bit slow. Exercise the magician flat hands to the inside and to the outside. The third rule is that we not overdoing it. So we just want to strengthen the area of the wrist, not to exhaust it. Last time here, we have quite a lot of exercise of the pancake flipper, flipping up and down. If you want to take a break, you can do it at any moment. I'm going to announce 3 or 4 times when it will be perfectly fit for. Next exercise, quadrangular castle architect. Hands form to fists to the inside and up to the outside, down to the inside, down to the outside, up and to the inside. And now you can skip this exercise. The frog anxious to have fever, hand form to fists, bit down with the hand into flexion and we're pressing carefully against it. Now we're pulling from the outside. I'm doing an exercise fast when I explain it. We're pressing from the top and from the bottom. The same on the other side. Hand form to a fist, bring it down into flexion and press carefully from the inside against the fist. Now pull a bit. We're pressing from the outside and from the bottom. Next exercise with T-Rex in the morning, long arms with flat hands out, and we're bringing these flat hands down and up, and again down and up, and the last time down and up. Now to the T-Rex in the gym. If you don't have a tennis board, you can do it also without one. You just make a strong fist. With the tennis board, you press with moderate force onto the tennis ball. Now you release again, and we're pressing again a second time onto the tennis ball with moderate force. We're releasing and we're pressing a third and final time onto the tennis ball with moderate force. Before we're switching, and now we're doing the same with the other hand. We're pressing moderate force onto the tennis ball. We're releasing and we're doing it a second time. We're releasing and we're doing it a third time. Now to the next exercise, cautious big bang. Place the fingertips of one hand on top of the fingernails of the other hand. Press a bit against it and open slowly. And then close again slowly. Always against that pressing hand. And we are changing. Now the other hand is on top. And we're opening slowly. And we're closing again slowly. Last time. And closing. Next exercise with 4 daisies near Cynthia's trajector. Both hands with fists in front of us and open them and flap the fingers. Again closing and again opening. Next exercise you can skip it with frog, testing water temperature. Hands down with flat fingers and then up again strong fists into extension. Down with flat fingers and again up strong fists extension. Last time down, flat fingers and up extension strong fists. Next exercise with bicycle bridge. Both hands flat and bend at the knuckles. Hold it 1 to 2 seconds and again up. Again bending at the knuckles. Hold for 1 to 2 seconds and up again. One last time. Bending at the knuckles and up again. Next exercise. You can skip this one. Hands strong fists into flexion. Long arms out, extension and flat fingers. Again in strong fists and under flexion. Out extension, flat fingers. In flexion, strong fists. Out extension, flat fingers. That was the last time. In flexion. Next exercise, your ice X flat hand, bend it at the knuckles and press carefully on all 4 from the top. Open again, other side. Bend at the knuckles and press on all 4. Now the claw. Flat hands and make claws. Hold for 1 to 2 seconds, open again. Claws, 1 to 2 seconds, open again. Last time, claws, 1 to 2 seconds, open again. Last exercise, the unfolding rocket boosters. Long arms, strong fists to the inside. Extended wrists, extended hand to the outside with flat fingers. To the inside, strong fists. Outside, extension, flat fingers. Inside, strong fists, flexion. And outside extension, flat fingers. One last time, last exercise. And to the outside, flat fingers, extension, and we're ending in. Now we are relaxation. We're going with moderate force of the middle part of the lower arm. That is the place where the extensor digitoral muscle lies. We want to relax the above. One last time on that side. Now switching over to the other side. We're going with moderate force of the middle part of the lower arm. And last time. So that was the wrist training. I thank you very much and